Hey guys, welcome to today's video and welcome on into my beauty stash. I have the new Too Faced Italian Spritz eyeshadow palette to try out for you guys today. I'm going to be doing some live swatches and 2 looks. If you guys want to see this in action, keep on watching. So who else is as excited for this palette as I am? When I saw this revealed a couple days ago over on Instagram, I was immediately drawn to it because it's a colorful palette, and we don't always get a lot of colorful palettes from Too Faced. Usually their palettes are more reserved, they're more neutral palettes with maybe a pop of pink, a pop of blue. We're getting both in this palette, but I do want to mention they did go back to the tin packaging, and I think the cover art is really cute on Italian Spritz. Here's what the color story looks like. I've never been to Italy, but I would imagine this is a nice take on a color story of spending a summertime in Italy. Comment down below if you agree. This palette retails for $54. I bought this in store at my local Ulta, but you can find it online and also on the Too Faced website as well. You're getting 18 different shades, matte shades, shimmer shades, and special shifty shadows. So we're going to put this to the test today. I'm going to do the live swatches, give you an up-close look at this palette. I'll also let you know if this indeed does smell like Italian Spritz, like they say it does. And I'm also going to be creating 2 looks for you guys. If it is your first time here on my channel, I want to say hello and welcome to all of you and invite you guys to come be part of our makeup family. Click on that subscribe button and hit the bell next to it so you'll never miss one of my latest videos. And if you're a fan of Too Faced, or you're just curious about the Italian Spritz palette, be sure to give this video a thumbs up before you go. And as usual, guys, everything that I'm wearing in today's video will be linked and listed in the description box. Some of those things might be affiliate links, so if you do end up shopping, thank you so much for supporting me and my channel. I'm actually in the middle of a foundation wear test, which is why I'm not doing a couple more looks with this palette. And if you're curious, I am wear testing the new one from Be Perfect Cosmetics. This is their new luminous foundation, so definitely be on the lookout for that. Let's get started with live swatches and then I'll start creating 2 looks for you guys. Okay guys, so here is the new Too Faced Italian Spritz palette. This is tin packaging, which I think we're all happy to see because the last couple releases from Too Faced have been cardboard packaging. Once again, this retails for $54 and I bought it in store at my local Ulta, and this is the box that it comes in. Let's open this up. I'm really feeling this color story. This is the first Too Faced color story that has really gotten me excited in a while. Let's do the sniff test. Okay, so this does have a little bit of a scent to it. It says it's supposed to smell, and they're marketing it as it's going to smell exactly like Italian Spritz. I can smell something, but I don't know if that's what I'm smelling. I don't, when they do their other palettes, usually you can get that cocoa, that chocolate scent from it, which I love. This is not very strong, so if you're sensitive to fragrance, that's probably going to be better for you, especially because this is going to go on your eyes, but I'm not getting a strong whiff of Italian Spritz. All right, so we're going to start first with the top row. This first shade is called Toasted in Tuscany, and this is going to be kind of just like a light peach, a peachy pink shade. I'm going to do these swatches a little bit smaller just so it's easier to stay in frame. Next is Sinsent, or is it, yeah, did I pronounce that right? I think I did. So this is our first shimmer shade. That's pretty. It's nice. Okay, I think we're off to a good start. This third shade right here, this pink shade, this one is called Spritz and Glitz. That's pretty too. Remember, we can't necessarily go by arm swatches. I know they help, but I'm going to be creating 2 looks. I'm going to try out as many shades as I can, and I think that's what we really need to go by, is how they swatch or how they go on the eyes. Spaghetti About It. Ooh, spaghetti sounds good. Actually, I have not eaten lunch. Okay, so this one is more orange, more peach. This one is a little bit more pink and copper maybe. Next is this shade, Grappa Don't Preach. This looks like a rusty, yeah, this is a nice rust shade. That's pretty. That goes definitely with the palette, the color story. And last but not least is Lake Como. I've never been to Italy. Some of you watching are probably from Italy. That's so cool. I love that blue shade amongst all of these rusty tones. Nice. Let's move down to the second row. This one is called Lake and Bake. And this is going to be like a neutral shade that you can throw in the crease, a nice transition shade. Next, we're going to go to Capri Fun. I will say the shades feel good. They don't feel dry. And they're swatching, I think, so far really well. No complaints. No complaints right now. Mamma Mia is next. That's pretty. This one kind of feels like maybe a topper shade. Wow, look at that. The next shade is going to be Como After Dark. Put that right here. Again, another crease shade, transition shade. It's a matte shade. Kind of similar to this one, just a little bit darker. And next is Impasta Blay. And that's going to be a gold shimmer. We'll put that down there. Ooh, that's pretty. Gelato is the last one in this row, and this is going to be a matte brown. That's pretty good too. Guys, I just realized, I think I misspoke on some of the shade names in here. I was reading the ones for the bottom, but the shade names are on top of the shades. Lake and Bake is next. It's this blue shimmer down here. It's pretty. Ooh, nice. This one is Capri Fun. And this is going to be an orange matte. Mamma Mia, be like a maroon berry tone shade. Como After Dark, be like a gunmetal shimmer. Ooh, that's pretty. Impasta Blay, a little mustard matte, kind of like a tan instead. Oh, tan with a little bit of mustard in it. And last but not least, this is the Gelato. This is going to be a good brow bone highlight, inner corner highlight maybe. It is a matte. That is like my skin tone. Okay, so here is the entire Italian Spritz palette swatch. I have to say it swatched well. No complaints going into these shadows. They felt good. They didn't feel dry. I think the shimmers definitely pack a punch. The matte shades seem like they're going to perform really well. So I'm excited. I'm excited to start creating a couple looks. Let's move over to my filming desk and we'll start with look number 1. Okay, so as usual, I've used my Too Faced Shadow Insurance Primer on the eyes. We are prepped, we are ready, and I cannot wait to start creating some looks with this one. I love the combination of blue and brown together, so I think that is where I want to start. We're getting a dark blue shimmer and we're getting a light blue shimmer up here. I think I'm going to go in first with this shade right here. This one is called Impasta Blay. And I'm taking this shadow on a BK212. I'm just going to run it through the crease. Okay, so I think that matte shade is blending out just fine. There is some kick up in the pan, but you know what? That didn't bother me. What matters is how this is going to perform on the eye. And everything swatched well. Let's see how it's gonna perform. So far, I think we're off to a good start. I'm gonna go in next with this rust shade up here. This one is called Feelin' Saucy. And I'm taking Feelin' Saucy on a BK211. Now with that same brush, I'm going to dip into this dark brown right here. This one is Espresso Yourself. I'm going to focus that on the outer corner. Now I'm going to go in with the shade Lake and Bake, and then I'm going to go in with this lighter blue shade called Lake Como. And I'm taking Lake and Bake on a damp Morphe M124. That is pretty. Awesome. I like this. So far, I think we're doing really well with this palette. I'm gonna go in with Lake Como now, and I am gonna spray the brush again. I'm just flipping it over to the other side. We'll put that right here. I love this color combination of blue and brown. Always have. I think it's just so pretty. I'm going to go back in with my BK211, no additional product, and I'm just going to use that to blend right in here in the crease. Now for the lower lash line, I'm going to go into this berry tone shade called Mamma Mia. I'm taking Mamma Mia on a Refer 26. Now on that same Refer 26, I'm going to pick up some more of Lake Como, which is the light blue shimmer. I did spray the brush, and I'm just going to bring that down. Okay guys, I'm going to pop off camera to do some finishing touches like liner, mascara, maybe some falsies, we'll see, and I'll be right back to show you this completed look number 1. Okay guys, here's the completed look number 1. The lashes I'll be wearing in today's video are the House of Lashes iconic lashes, but I have trimmed them down quite a bit. Mascara I'll be using in today's video is BTS from Too Faced, and for the lower waterline, I went in with this really fun ColourPop cream gel liner. This one, the shade name has rubbed off already. I know I got this one at Ulta though, but I'll have the shade name in the description box. It's a really fun blue that I think ties in perfectly with this look. Oh, and I tight lined with my Wet n Wild Breakup Proof Skinny Liquid Liner. Guys, the shadows so far performed really well. Minimal fallout, kick up in the pan, but everything seems to be blending out really well. Good pigmentation. I'm excited for this so far. We got one more look to create, and then I will give you guys my final thoughts. So for look number 2, I'm going to start first with this shade called Capri Fun. And I'm taking this shade on a Refer 15. I like this shade. This is a good fun summertime orange. Nice transition, nice crease shade. This would look really good with this maroon shade. I'm tempted to use it because it's one of the deeper shades in this palette, but I want to try and use as many shades as I can. But just know they would go really well together. So I'm going to try going in with this pink matte shade next, When in Rome. And I'm taking this shade on a BK A502. Yeah. You'll see I'm just kind of focusing it in this, not the center, but the inner portion, inner half. And I'm going to run it in the crease over here as well. Oh, those are blending really well with one another. Now I think I'm gonna do a combination of these two shimmer shadows right here. I'm gonna start first with this one called Sin Sin, and then I'll work into this one. This one is called Ciao Bellini. Taking Sin Sin on a damp Morphe M124. Now going in with Ciao Bellini. Same brush, just flipped it over, sprayed it again. Now I'm going to pick up the shade Spritz and Glitz with my finger and just add it right here to the center. Ooh, that's pretty. Ooh, that took over. I like that. For the lower lash line, I'm going to go in with the shade called Spaghetti About It. Using my Rephr 12. Now I'm going to add some of this shade called Gelato to the inner corner. And I'm going to use that same Rephr 12. We'll see if this could be an inner corner highlight for me. I'm going to put this on the brow bone as well. Yeah, I think that works. Something different. Add a little bit up here just to kind of tie everything together. I feel like the lower lash line could use some deepening up. I don't want to use the shade that I used already over here because I'm just trying to use as many as I can. But I think I'm going to do it. I'm going to use Mamma Mia, that maroon shade, right out here at least. This shade and the orange one, again, just beautiful color combination. I am going to pop off camera, take care of the finishing touches, and I'll be right back to show you the completed look number 2. Okay guys, so here's the completed look number 2. A little bit of a softer look to kind of just amp things up a little bit. For the lower waterline, I went in with this LA Girl Neon Shockwave lip liner. This one's in the shade Blaze. I thought it tied in perfectly to that little pink shimmer that I put on there in the center of the lid, and then same everything else. So let's go ahead and wrap up today's video. I'm going to share with you my final thoughts, and I'm also going to give you some comparisons to some other things, some other palettes that you might already have in your stash. In case the 54 bucks is not in your budget at the moment, I got you covered. So this Italian Spritz palette from Too Faced, I definitely have some thoughts. So I was able to use 14 out of the 18 shades in this palette, which I'm really glad, really impressed with myself that I was able to use that many. But I love the color story. Let's talk about that first. I love the color story. I mean, this, I think, for any of you out there, when you think summertime, these are definitely some of the shades that you'd gravitate towards. There's enough neutral shades in here to where it's not going to be a full-blown colorful palette. But for Too Faced, by Too Faced standards, this is what I would assume a very colorful palette for them. I love the packaging. I think, you know, I'm so glad to see the tin packaging back. I know you guys are probably going to be enjoying that as well. And I just think the little design that they did here on the front is really cute. Like, it just screams summertime, and who's not ready for some warmer weather and cocktails and all that good stuff. I think that the matte shadows, all of the shadows, to be honest, all the shadows that I use, 14 out of the 18, I think they all performed well. I mean, I didn't have any issues with blendability, a little bit of fallout here and there from the shimmer shadows, but nothing major, nothing to where you would feel like you need to do your eyes first and then, you know, your base makeup. I think it was a well thought out palette. I think it's a winner from Too Faced. I think this performs just as great as those fall releases that they have. And when I say fall releases, I'm talking about those gingerbread pumpkin spice palettes. Those seem to be the better Too Faced releases when it comes to eyeshadow palettes. Their last palette, Pinker Times Ahead, no, don't. That's already on sale. I think that went on sale really fast. I would pass on that. However, I am wearing the Pinker Times Ahead highlighter. That I do recommend. But when you compare that palette to this one, I mean, this just blows that one out of the water. This is a pretty solid release, I would say. As far as the scent goes, I can hardly smell anything. Like, this is not fragrance the way their like chocolate palettes are, when you can really get a whiff of that cocoa powder. I love the way that smells, by the way, but I don't, when I open this, I don't get that whiff of Italian Spritz. Now, maybe my palette is different. Maybe yours is going to smell more than mine does. That could always happen. But I'm just saying, for me, this palette doesn't really have a scent. I mean, you'd have to get up like really close to it and like be looking for it in order to find the scent. Overall, guys, I think if you see this in your local Ulta and you want to pick it up, maybe you want to use some points. I used my birthday $10 off coupon for this one. Came out to 44 bucks, well, plus tax. I think it's a good option. I think it's a good release from Too Faced. I'm impressed. Wasn't expecting them to release this type of palette, but I am so glad they did. I think I think it was needed. I think it was time for something really awesome from the brand, and I'm gonna give this one 2 thumbs up. Now, what if the 54 bucks is not in your budget at the moment? I pulled out 3 different affordable palettes from indie makeup brands that I have in my stash, a couple of which you might be able to find at Ulta. 2 of them are gonna be from Juvia's place. So I picked out this little 6-pan palette. This is the Olori 3. Yeah, this is the Olori 3 palette. I mean, this is going to give you a very similar vibe to the new Italian Spritz. Let me just hold them up together. There you go. These little 6-pan palettes from Juvia's place are about 10 bucks versus 54 bucks. Maybe you're saying to yourself, Steph, I don't need all those shades. These 6 shades are going to work just fine. You can see that you can create some really similar looks with Olori 3. While I have this one open, I also wanted to show you guys the latest palette from Juvia's place, and this is their Candy Shop palette. This palette I know is available at Ulta right now. So here you can see how similar these palettes are to one another. I think that the Too Faced one definitely offers more like neutral brown shades versus the Juvia's place, but maybe neutral brown shades aren't really your thing. You want more colorful matte shades, and I would definitely go with the Candy Shop palette. This Candy Shop palette I think retails for like $25 or something like that, but you can find Juvia's place on sale a lot on their website especially, and then of course you have your Ulta points and coupons. You can use them for this one as well. The last color, or the last palette I should say, that I wanted to pull out is this one from ColourPop. It's their collaboration Malibu Barbie palette. This came out some time ago. I want to say this was like 2 years ago, but I think you can still find it on the ColourPop website, and here we go. Here they are next to one another, and you can see they definitely have a similar vibe. The orange, the blue, a little bit of the pink as well. So if you have this one already, I think this one is like $22 or something like that, and I want to say it is in stock right now on the ColourPop website, but you might have it already in your stash, so you kind of have already the same color story as this one from Too Faced. Alright guys, so that wraps up today's video. Let me know what you thought about this new Italian Spritz palette from Too Faced. Is it gonna be in your future? Are you planning to go pick it up? Let me know which look you like best. Are you team 1, team 2, team none, team all? Sound off in the comments down below. I want to thank you guys so much for watching another one of my videos. You all have a great day or night wherever it is y'all are at. Stay hydrated guys. Drink your water. Cheers. I'll see y'all very soon. Bye.